Good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's Barb Katie here, and it's good to be with you on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. I am so in love with the weather today. Last night was a little bit on the cool side. It got down into the low 60s, and today it's not supposed to be much above 75, and the sun is shining. So, who can ask for anything much better? There was a little fog this morning when I started my walk, but it burned off quickly and it's now clear and sunny. So, to say I'm a happy camper is an understatement. I am just totally delighted with how the day is unfolding. I'll be heading toward my chapter here in a little while, and I'm actually looking forward to that. It's been a good week, and I'm really interested to see what the scale will reveal as my progress for the week in the terms of the number. Uh, Other non-scale victories, there are plenty of. I've been able to walk every day. I've worked in the garden. I've worked in my perennial beds and in the little tiny koi pond I have. So I've been much more active this week than I usually am, which is good for my spirit as well as for my physical well-being. So, what I want to talk to you today, though, is about something that I've pondered on for a long, long time. And I never really seem to find the answer. And I'm hoping maybe in your comments after we have this conversation, you can share some of your insights. What it has to do with is what I like to call it. Yeah, that's right. IT. It. What is it? How do you get it? Where does it go when it's not there? And how do you get it back? And I think all of you know what I'm talking about here. There are times when you're in your weight loss journey and you're really in the zone. Everything is going so well. You're doing the things that you've set out for yourself with not a whole lot of stress or strain. It seems to be easier than it has been in the past, and you are just keeping on, keeping on. And it may last for quite some time. This feeling of empowerment, of success, of motivation, of focus, whatever you want to label it. And I do say it because nobody really can absolutely define it. It's state of mind more than anything else, I believe. And then one day, all of a sudden, it's gone. And you find yourself beginning to revert to previous behaviors that you know are counterproductive and aren't going to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in your life. And you're like, well, what the heck? Where did it go? I was doing so well. I've lost it. Where did I put it? It's not anywhere that I can find. And I guess what got me to thinking about that was I'm sort of a history buff, and I was reading some stuff that Winston Churchill had written about World War II. And in one of his quotes, and he has many powerful quotes about many different things, he said, those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And I thought to myself, is that what is happening here? Am I not learning from previous challenges? And am I doomed to just keep repeating it? I can't be that obtuse. I can't be that challenged that I can't learn basic things. And that led me to sort of investigate the phenomena of relapsing, which is basically what to me, this is, you're reverting to a previous way of behaving. And you're wanting to make the corrections before they get too out of hand. And I got to thinking about Rick and what he was sharing the other day about his journey and how, he had had a couple of gains which were red flags to him. And I'm sure from conversations we shared that he was evaluating and adjusting and making certain that the journey would continue, that he would not begin to relapse into previously counterproductive behaviors. And what I found out when I was thinking about how we relapse is change tends to take place on various levels, and we can make changes in any of those levels that will be impactful and helpful. Probably the most difficult levels to change and modify through time are our own personal identity, the nouns and pronouns by which we identify ourselves. That's sort of essential as to how we see ourselves in the world. And next to that is probably our belief system. At my age, those tend to be relatively resistant to change. I have a good sense of who I am and what I believe. Doesn't mean that they can't be modified to my betterment as I continue to learn and grow, but they're the more difficult ones. So most of the changes that I have looked at within my weight loss journey have to do more with things that I can more easily identify and understand. And that is changes in my environment, changes in my behavior, and changes in what I see is what I can do, what I am capable of achieving, if you will. Because first of all, you got to believe you can before you begin to do. And to put that in practical terms, what I was thinking about was things that I buy at the grocery store that may not be good choices. And I decided I would go through my cupboard, and which I do periodically, and make sure that I have cleared out anything that could get me into trouble. It's what I call cleaning the environment. And one of the things I found in there were some chips that my son had bought when he had come over to visit, and he had left here. Well, chips aren't a big tempter, but every once in a while they can be. So I threw them out. And I made sure, because fruit is one of the challenges I have when I'm trying to eat in a balanced way. I tend to shortchange myself on fruit. So I got out the basket that I normally put fruit in and made sure that I had fresh food in there, visible to me, that was available. And I tried to put in enough fruit just so it meets my needs for the day. That way I don't have to worry about a lot of spoilage or wasting food, which I can hear my mother say to this day, "You're not supposed to waste food, Barbara Ann," thinking the starving Armenians. And I used to laugh because I didn't know anyone that was an Armenian, and I didn't know if they were hungry or not. And there were times in my life where I would gladly have sent them whatever food my mother wanted me to eat in their honor. So at any rate, that environmental change is pretty easy to make. And I think, if that's where the real issue is, it's a pretty clear-cut one that I can adjust very quickly. If I don't have it in the house, I'm not going to eat it. So that was something that I could clearly address. And then I looked at other things that get in the way when I'm in danger of losing it. And that tends to be how I'm behaving. What choices am I making? What am I actually implementing? What are my practices? And sometimes it's really interesting how simply we can change our behaviors. And it again goes to that thing of if it's not in the house, you can't eat it. Well, okay. I'm in control of that. I can look at those behaviors and I can modify those behaviors pretty quickly. If I'm in the grocery store and I reach down to pick up something, I can put it back. I don't have to buy it if it's not something that I feel is going to benefit me in the long run. I don't have to buy it. You love it when people say, well, I bought them for the grandchildren 3 times. Well, that tells you something right there. If you're eating it and having to rebuy it before the grandkids show up, maybe that behavior needs to be adapted because you're perhaps buying it for other reasons, which leads me to the third consideration, and that's understanding my capabilities. Understanding the reason behind something, asking yourself, well, why did I buy that? Sometimes it might be something like, oh, it was on sale, I had to buy it. Well, when you get to thinking about it, maybe over the years you have just developed a thought process that says, buy it while it's on sale. Whatever it is, buy it while it's on sale. Even if it's something you're not supposed to be having in your house because you have trouble dealing with it, it's on sale, so you better buy it. Well, that does not help with maintaining it, whatever it is. If you're bringing into your environment things that actually pollute it, and I do mean pollute it because it fills it with choices that you may want to make instead of the better choice, like that basket of fruit I have sitting on the kitchen counter. So when I got to thinking about it again, I got to wondering in how many areas of this journey that we are on can we look at how to prevent it from slipping away? What can we best do to make sure that the desire, the behavior, the intent, the implementation of the plan stays with us constantly rather than sporadically? We can look to what our capabilities are and understand the reasoning behind our choices and make sure that we're thinking clearly about what we want to accomplish. We can look at the behaviors that we're capable of changing with deliberation and with thought, and with conscious awareness of what we're going through. And then we can look at the environment that we set up for ourselves to give us the best chance for success. Those are 3 things I think that will help me as I examine it. What is it? Where does it want to go sometimes? How am I going to get it back when it begins to slip away so that I can continue on this journey? I know it's a learning process. I know every day in every way I have the potential to strengthen that desire, to work my plan. What I need from you is some input here. I want to know what your motivator is. I want to know how you stay focused. I want to know what you do when you feel that focus slipping away to stop yourself from reverting to previous behaviors that produced results that were not the ones that you wanted for yourself. Your insight will inform all of us as we all continue on this journey together. So if you would please, in the comments section, share with me these things that you have discovered so that all of us will be empowered by each other's journeys. And if you have something that you're struggling with, share it as well and ask others to suggest ways they found that worked for themselves in similar situations. While we're all unique, we all get by with a little help from our friends. So this week, let's focus on ways we can identify things that will help us personally and share with each other what those things are, and also share areas where we need each other's help. Thanks so much. I look forward to all your comments this week. It's going to be a glorious journey, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.